Hi guys, welcome into Cleo Ra. This is a tarot station for the people who want to create their own realities in line with the teachings of Abraham, Cryon, and of course universal law. So that's what I'm here to do, to hold a fort for the divine realm and to promote us living from our higher selves, from our immortal nature. So this is going to be a tarot lottery. I'm just going to dive in and see who needs a message the most. So everything's ready. Spirit guides are called in. So let's see, what message do my viewers need? What message do my allies need? Show me, Spirit. Okay, we've got the Hanged Man, but you see how that's like flipped. Guys, you're going to have to bear with me with that. I call her the bitch downstairs because she's been banging like that for 6 years. But anyway. Okay, we've got the Hanged Man, but you see how it came out and spun around. I feel like something could be feeling a little bit topsy-turvy for someone right now. It's like everything's up in the air. That's the energy I'm getting. And it's not that anything's going wrong here. I feel like everything's going right, but there is this need for surrender here because he's actually raised off of the ground. Although he's hanging from the tree with one leg, Odin energy, he's actually above the ground. They're saying that's very important here because someone could be feeling like their mind is all over the place. The soul is rearranging itself. That's what I'm getting here. Your soul is rearranging. And it does feel like taking a lot of boxes out of a garage and then having to find a little piece in this box and then kind of move a box back. It's kind of, someone mentioned Jenga on the comments, and it kind of feels like a Tetris energy for your soul right now. Like you're moving blocks around, you're dissolving blocks you don't need, versions of you, perhaps thoughts you used to have that aren't applicable to this new version of you. Yeah, I'm getting a flurry. You could be feeling like energies are flurrying all around you. They're giving me the energy of a whirlwind. Like, you know, one of those mini cyclones when it picks up all the leaves. And I feel like you're getting picked up because there's something about you being raised off the ground here, but having to surrender, having to go through it. You might not know whether you're coming or going, but there is, bizarrely enough, this really rooted and settled feeling. It's very dichotomous spirituality because we've got this tree here. I mean, it's kind of a tree, isn't it? It's kind of like, you know, they've adapted it or whatever. But that's the stability here. The stability right now maybe is in you relying on that idea of something bigger and wiser and older than you, holding you. Eons. They want you to look into that word eons for some reason. Maybe someone's come across that word. I don't know why they're saying that. But you are surrounded by much more powerful energies, and all of us always are, right? So they want you to kind of be in the cocoon at the moment. Trust in this stability, this masculine, strong energy with this tree. Because this is like a very fatherly, grandfatherly energy where they're saying, you can rely on me. Yeah, things are topsy-turvy. Yeah, things are shifting. Because I feel like for this much energy to be coming through on one card, there's a huge shift and a huge upgrade. And it's kind of like Spirit wants you to not worry in the slightest. This is about you really relaxing and enjoying the flurry, because someone may be getting loads of hits, ping, 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 synchronicities. You think something, it shows up on the TV. I've had that for days. I've had like, it's just been pinging, and I feel like someone here is going through that too, because there's a real big new chapter, a really big new chapter. Let's pull another card. I hope I'm explaining this well. There's something you're connected to that's very rooted and stable and unchanging and unyielding. And I feel like you could be moving towards that because you're coming off the ground and onto the tree. Yeah, they're giving me tree of life here. They're giving me the tingles. So they're saying everything old must go. Any old feelings or thoughts about... This is easier said than done, guys. It's so easy to just say, be faithful. Be in the energy of faith. Just trust that everything's working out for you. It's easy to say that. But what I'm getting here is your primality is being rearranged. This is the root. This is the subconscious mind. This is our urge to survive, and through grit and hail. They're giving me hail for some reason. Like, this is our urge to survive. And maybe you've had such a deep, deep urge to survive. Situations in your life, things that really... They're giving me adrenaline here. They're giving me like synapses and the way your mind had to evolve to perhaps stress or danger or threats or whatever. They're telling me that's being rearranged now. Pulling me to the red tights that he's wearing. Root chakra energy. Something's getting mixed around. This is about lifting up the primal energy from your root chakra into the crown chakra here. Yeah, Ace of Swords. So there's that gorgeous energy of clarity. I feel like right now you could be on this side of things. You see where the blade is a darker shade. It could feel like you're in the shadows right now. But then over here, we've got this bright gleaming, angle, this sharpened, beautiful. I can literally feel someone sharpening a blade in my mind's eye. So this is what you've been doing with yourself. I feel like you've really been honing your mind. You want to be truthful and you want to be perfect, I feel, to the people around you or to something that's coming in. You want to do things right. That's the best way of putting it here. And we all know that real spiritual work starts on the inside. So I feel like you've been healing something. Yeah, they're giving me PTSD. And baby, what they're saying is it's not your fault. There's something that's gone on in someone's childhood or something. And they're saying, please don't demonize yourself when you maybe have a bad day. Maybe you do have a bit of rage. You know, maybe you do have resentment. Maybe this energy comes up in you, your shadow, because it wants to protect you. And now I feel like someone's shadow is being retrained. There we go. Your shadow is being retrained, sharpened up, so that it can work for you in your next phase of life. Because what your shadow had to do for you before is not the same as what your shadow has to do for you next. So that's why you're here. And you're kind of on the middle, right? In the middle of the bridge. I picked this up in a reading the other day. And you can only go forward. And it might be, you know, you could feel like maybe your shadow's been holding you back. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit glum. Maybe your emotions have been all over the place. I don't know. But they want you to know that that side is gone. You are currently on that middle line of the sword right here. It's like a tightrope. And I feel like you are someone that puts all of your effort into being the best you can be. Morally, energetically, lovingly. But there's labyrinths that we have to go through. All of us on our own personal spiritual journey. And that's why, you know, social media can really help us. But we've got to remember that when I read tarot, I'm reading directly to you, the individual. I don't care if there's thousands of people watching. We help people individually. And what people go through individually is no one else's business, really, because there's energies here that a lot of the so-called spiritual community would probably, I'm going to say, judge us for, right? Because you're not in this alone. Anyone who's gone through underworld experiences, of course you are going to adapt. We are the most adaptable creatures on earth, and we're brilliantly adaptable. And what they're saying here is something made you adapt. And it was a survival thing. It was necessary. Your shadow will do anything to protect you. And it's a beautiful, devoted energy. So saying, don't demonize yourself for thoughts you may have or feelings. This energy is coming up like a volcano because it's been suppressed. You had to get through the day. You had to do what you had to do for many years. Possibly alone. I'm getting, you know, you had to do it. There was no pause button on life. You couldn't pause the button. You know, you couldn't pause the game. You just had to keep going through the day and going through the day and doing the best you could. But I feel like there have been powerful energies maybe creeping up on you. They're getting transmuted now. They're saying be loving, be forgiving of your own shadow. Your own shadow has kept you safe, but now the light, now the other side of the bridge. Your shadow's been walking with you, keeping you safe on some sort of journey. And it wants to be what you want it to be. And I feel like now, let's find another card. Let's pull another card for where they want you to take the shadow, or any advice for where you choose to take your shadow. Okay, we've got the 9 of Wands here. So this is all about defensiveness. This is all about being a wounded warrior, having come a long old pathway. And that's what we come here for, guys. They want me to bring that up. We come here as brave souls. When we jump into our vessels, the whole of the non-physical, when I say the whole, it's huge. I mean, you cannot count how many souls there are in non-physical. But when we jump into the earth realm, we have a big leaving party. Everyone knows they're going to miss us. And they're bringing this up for a reason, that you are tough. We know when we come to earth, we've got to be warriors in the garden. We're trying to build a Garden of Eden on earth. And we're also trying to defend it, right? But let's see. 9 of Wands, show me. 6 of Swords, there we go. I feel like what Spirit wants you to know here is that, and we do have a 5 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck here, but that 9 of Pentacles wants you to see it because it just sort of flew out there. Your shadow was with you when you felt alone, whether you were alone or not. And it doesn't ever want to make you look bad or anything like that. But spirituality works individually. Spirit doesn't give a damn what people think of us. Our ancestors individually, they don't care. You know, they never judge you. They love you unconditionally. I feel like now you're smoothing your mind out, because the Ace of Swords is all about the mind. They want you to know, you know, you are safe now. You have learned so much with this Nine of Wands that you can never unlearn. You are fortified. You have got this protection now. And I feel like you learned the hard way, because again, they're taking me to the red tunic. And it's kind of a faded red. You've been doing this a while, right? You've been through this cycle many times, like a wash cycle. And it's funny they're giving me that, because I feel like your mind is being washed now in the most beautiful way. Not in the brainwashed way, but in the cleansing way, in the clarity way. The Six of Swords is the movement of the mind, allowing yourself to be guided by that strong, powerful, protective force that will always surround all of us. We all have the energies of what we could call the masculine God, feminine gods. It doesn't matter how we see God, but this is particularly protective, particularly established, divine masculine energy coming through to let you know you are, I'm hearing captured, but not in a bad way, right? We've got the wands here blocking this guy off, and then we've also got the swords here blocking these off, and that's no coincidence. You're going from the shadows to being, this is like being captured by a protective force, because she's getting taken somewhere with her inner child or with the one she protects and loves, somewhere safe, somewhere beautiful, to where the grass is green, and over here it's all rocky. It's like, oh God, when will this end? You know, you've done it though. You've got your accolades. It could feel a bit like anticlimactical a little bit at the moment for somebody, because you're like, well, I've done all this, you know, what next? But they're rearranging things. It's your mind's being sharpened, lined up, and all the debris, all the old debris is getting flushed on down the drain, flushed down the toilet. So this is actually a big regenerative, revamping kind of reading. They want you to know you are established. Whatever goal you had in developing yourself or in becoming who you wanted to be, they're showing me you having a vision of yourself years ago, and that you've become that vision of yourself. They want you to acknowledge that. You've become the vision of yourself. Now, there might be a few remnants of the battles. You might have a few, you know, war scars. You might feel a little bit war-torn in a way, but that's why this is coming in, to clean the shadows out and get the sky all lovely and clear again. Six of Swords is about the clarity of the mind, having a clear and beautiful mind, and getting where you need to be. We've got the Queen of Coins here, a beautiful energy of nurturing and of nature. I'm going to get another one for the Ace of Swords, and then I'm going to let the cards speak to me, because she's very alluring. We've got the Emperor here. It's funny how they gave me that word captured. I feel like they want someone to feel safe. We've got the Nine of Swords here with that Nine of Wands. And that Nine of Coins that was trying to speak to us through this deck here. And then that Hanged Man card again. Darling, they want you to know it's all working out beautifully for you. We've got two cards of flourishing, of being very valued. I feel with the Queen of Coins, this is a card of pure value. I was a little bit shocked really to see the Queen of Coins on the table, which is why I was like, you know what, I'm going to pull these first and we're going to see. Because normally I get a card speaking to me, you know, quite heavily, you know, quite intensely. But this one was holding back a little bit. So maybe that means something to someone, holding back. Maybe you feel like someone's holding back from you. And, you know, I'm hearing that song, Lil Peep, Where Are You? I'll be back in the morning. And, you know, like maybe you feel like you're not important to someone or something like that. Or maybe they feel like they're not important to you. That's a little note for somebody here. But with two, you know, cards, two people cards on the table, the Emperor and the Queen of Coins, this is looking very stable. As much as there's a flurry going on, something is certainly established. And you see how she stood behind these gates? It's like, it's not that you're captured, it's that you're protected. But sometimes when people have been on the battleground on their own for so long, with their defenses, with all their thoughts, Nine of Swords energy, maybe insomnia, anxiety, all those natural, normal adaptations that we must experience when something hits us on the earth plane that we don't want, right? When something traumatic happens, it's natural, my darling. They're saying it's natural. Never think that you've got to be a perfect person, or there's such an audience in the spiritual community now, but our work is done individually in the eyes of God. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. Someone really needs to hear that, because I feel like you could have been demonizing yourself or feeling like there's something wrong with you for being a perfectly adapted person who had to toughen up and become maybe the emperor. But I also feel like this speaks to that powerful energy that's protecting you, that's got you, got your front, got your back. This could be someone in your real life. This could be someone coming in. And this could be an energy that's guiding you, a soul group energy that's guiding you where you need to be. Because I feel like this emperor is this man on this boat here, always having your back. There's an energy that's always got your back. Now, in every soul group on the planet, there are masculine and feminine energies. So I don't want to hear nothing in the comments, okay, about that shit. Gets boring, okay? But I mean, the Nine of Coins is sovereign, it's happy, and I feel like this is where you're going from. Look at this. You're going from feeling like you're outside of something, maybe feeling left out, discarded, forgotten about on some level, to all of a sudden knowing you've been cocooned all along. Outdoors, indoors, shadows, light. So I'm going to pull some more cards for this energy. Let's have a look. What do we need? Yeah, these will be good ones. Okay, let's have a look at the flurry. They want me to talk about the flurry of energy. Show me, what does my viewer need to know about the flurry of energy? The Devil, okay. So it could be habits, okay. They're telling me mind-body connection. The things we eat, the things we consume, the things we watch are very important. We've got the Queen of Swords here and Justice. So there's a rebalancing of the body going on. Justice is about our physical experience, actually. It's about the body, the balance of the body. And if we don't have our bodies balanced, it's kind of tricky to get our minds balanced. So there could be something about drinking loads of water, cutting out on something, maybe just temporarily, just to get that rebalance. But there is this energy of needing to defend your body, I feel, from all the different things that could go in it, and shut the lid. Okay, so you could be cutting something off, maybe drink, something like that, that's maybe been making your mind a little bit, I feel like it's been making it a little bit more harder to get this thing sharpened up. They're saying, you know, you don't have to stop anything you love forever, but there's just this sort of energy of cleanup, cleansing. They're saying you've got free will to do whatever you want, but on this phase, I feel like a cleanup's going on, and I feel like the flurry, you know, we can see all these toothbrushes, and maybe there's old habits poking their little head out. You know, when you get something in your head, it used to happen to me with Ben and Jerry's. I would get Ben and Jerry's in my head, couldn't stop thinking about it till I went and bought some, right? So we can be addicted to anything that gives us dopamine. So they're saying there's this cleansing energy here. Something's been giving you dopamine that hasn't been doing your mind any good for somebody out there. And this is a very specific reading for someone who, I'm hearing rock bottom. You've experienced it. You've been there. Okay. That's why they kept pulling me to the red, to the Saturnian energies. Like you've really, yeah, I can feel this in my gut. You've really been through it, right? Perhaps feeling very alone, perhaps, you know. But look at this. You've gone from the Nine of Swords, feeling alone and lonely, perhaps, right? To feeling singular and powerful and abundant and beautiful and heavenly and blossoming and fruitful. And I feel like that's where your mind's going now. Six of Swords, this is the mind, my darling. So I do feel like this Emperor energy, as much as it's a protective divine force, when we've got that energy, it becomes us. When we've got that energy around us, it becomes us. So I feel like this energy is becoming you, sending you Emperor energy. As an Emperor energy you're connected to, who is sending you strength so that you can feel as valuable as you really are. Okay, show me the Sun. There we go. Oh, darling, look at this. We've got strength and the sun. And I feel like the color yellow is really important to you. Look at this. We're going from red, Saturn energies, to yellow. You see her cloak here is yellow. The sunshine energy. You've transmuted a huge amount of energy that I don't feel like you give yourself enough credit for. I feel like you need to know this wasn't all just suffering back here. This was you cleaning up energy, doing your soul mission, and doing it very well. It almost feels to me like you took 9 times as much burden on as others, because we've got a 999 here with the 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands. So I feel like you took on like a heavy soul mission, knowing that you're immortal, knowing that life is but a dream, and that it feels serious, but we all come back to the immortal eventually. So I feel like you're quite advanced here. But the inner child may have suffered a lot. Just because you're an old soul doesn't mean you haven't had things done to you as a kid, for example, that make you look vulnerable sometimes. And, you know, humans are very fickle. So maybe you've kept yourself to yourself, building up your strength. And look at this. The red and the yellow. Doing that Saturnian good work and now getting out into the sunshine. So I really hope this reading's helped somebody. I'm going to pull a rune before we leave. And see, yeah, the same one, Dagaz, the daybreak, right? We had this the other day. So I'm hearing this message, hold on, just hold on, darling, okay? Because, you know, this could be something you've got to live with on a daily basis with the devil, and you've got to handle it, right? Excusez-moi. This could be something that, you know, you've got to live with, managing your mind, managing, you know, what they call mental health. I call it the theatre of the mind, because I'm a real occultist, I don't talk science. But anyway, yeah, this is the new world. This is the new world 2.0. This is beyond the world card, beyond the world you've known. Sun energy, pure strength, and a King of Pentacles there. Something's becoming realized. You put a lot of energy into one basket. You've flown your consciousness in a certain direction for so long. But yeah, I feel like for someone, this could be something you live with on a daily basis. They're saying, don't demonize yourself. Your shadow's walked with you so long. It's loyal to you. It loves you, right? Someone needs to know that. Don't let anyone criticize you for surviving, ever. They're calling you a tiger. And they want to, you know, let you know that if you're still watching this reading, it's all sunshine from now on. It's just making the mind believe that. Okay, they're saying if you don't watch Abraham Hicks, if you're having a bad day, you might want to click on a little bit of Abraham Hicks. That could uplift your frequency real quick. But someone needs to know the sunshine is yours. And even if you've got long-term PTSD, even if you're going to deal with this your whole life, that's normal. We're all, you know, we're all primal creatures. We can't get rid of our animal nature. It's just that yours, my darling, has had a particularly strong amount of training, you could say. Your animal nature has had more arrows coming at you than the majority of, I mean, we can't judge, but I just feel like you judge yourself. I feel like you need to know you've had 9 times as much hassle, stress, energy to transmute. Your spiritual mission was so potent, and they want you to know, no matter how deep it gets, the coin flips. Sometimes when things feel like they're getting too much, right at that moment, just when you think you can't take anymore, the scale will flip, my darling, and you'll be in the new world, okay? So I hope this message has helped somebody. I love you, darling. Sending you a big cuddle. Mwah.